In soil and water conservation engineering, the next topic is microcatchment and farm pond. Catchment. Catchment is an area where water is collected naturally by the landscape due to rainfall, rainwater or surface runoff, etc. And in microcatchment, plants and trees are surrounded by stones or ridges that collect rainwater and surface runoff. Collecting of runoff by constructing basin to prevent water runoff to allow it to into infiltrate into soil profile and use it for further use like irrigation, while enhancing soil content and increasing groundwater table by creating low soil ridges or optional stone walls. The main characteristics of microcatchments are overland flow harvest from short catchment length. Catchment length usually is between 1 and 30 meter. Runoff water is stored in soil profile. Ratio catchment cultivated area usually lies between 1:1 to 3:1. Plant growth observed is even. Next to work well on a gentle slope, ideally less than 5%. The steeper slope only in case of very small catchment basin. It normally provide no provision for overflow is provided. Plants and crop growth in unfavorable conditions is possible. The type of microcatchments are Niharim or V-shaped microcatchment for trees, contour bunds for trees, contour ridges for crops, semicircular bunds for ranges and fodder crops, and runoff basin. In Nigarim microcatchment, it is also called as V-shaped microcatchment. It is used for short slope catchment for trees and grasses. V-shaped is formed by small ridge with infiltration pits. Rainfall can be as low as 150 mm per annum. Depth of the soil should be at least 1.5 to 2 meter for proper infiltration. In each microcatchment consists of catchment area and infiltration pits. Next, the limitations are not easily mechanized. When the tree is planted, it is not possible to operate and cultivate with machines. Through the tree lines, cost increases as the size of microcatchment increases. Next one, contour bunds. This is used to grow crops and grass over contours. Each bunds on contour shaped at 5 to 10 meters apart with furrows upslope and cross ties. His mechanized method can be used to plant over large catchment area. A minimum of 200 mm of rainfall is required in semi-arid region and more in arid region. Next, a common size of catchment is 10 to 50 meters squares. Next, limitations are not suitable for eroded landforms. Sustainable is an issue which high cost of maintenance for repair of bunds. Next one, contour ridges, also known as micro watershed, used for growing crops. Small earth ridges on contour at an interval of 1.5 to 5 meter apart are constructed with upslope furrow and cross ties and uncultivated catchment between ridges. Next, for protection of crops, the fertile soil usually in semi-arid regions. Annual rainfall between 300 to 700 mm. Next, the catchment cultivated area is usually about 2:1. Next, these limitations are bunds are required to be repaired every season. Contour ridges are limited to area with the high rainfall and cultivated area is small, leading to small harvest. Next one, semicircular bunds. These are earth embankment in shape semicircle with the tip of bunds on semicircle. These are used for growing fodder crops, shrubs and some cash crops. Next, about 200 to 750 mm of rainfall is required for slope and between 2% is preferred. Bunds can either be made of narrow or closely spaced or large or widely spaced, etc. The radius of bunds varies from 6 to 20 meter with C is to CA, which means 3 is to 1 ratio. Bund made with soil bund with stones. Next, advantages of microcatchments are these are more advantages over other water harvesting and irrigation systems. Microcatchments are simple and inexpensive to construct. Soil fertility is increased by trapping organic matter in soil due to surface runoff. Many number of crops and plants can be grown simultaneously. Maintenance cost is very low. Most effective method of water harvesting in arid region, increased crop yield and provide erosion control functions. Next, limitations are required deep soil profile at least 2 meter depth. Bunds need to be repaired constantly due to bund breaking. Applicable to only small scale since implementing process is not easily mechanized. Unsustainably due to various reasons and lack of knowledge is a big issue. Cost of construction maintenance increase as the catchment size increase. Next topic is farm pond. Farm pond is a small tank or reservoir like construction used for the purpose of stocking fishes by storing the surface runoff generated from the catchment area. The ponds are also water harvesting structures, solve several purposes of village needs such as supply of water for irrigation, cattle needs, social activities, etc. apart from fish production. Ponds also play a key role in flood and sediment control if constructed in large number. They have also significant role in rain-fed farming cultivation processes. Next, types of fish pond, in which the embankment type fish pond is a very important type. It is generally constructed across the stream or watercourse. Such ponds consist of earthen dams whose dimensions are evaluated on the basis of volume of water to be stored, etc. These ponds are generally built in an area where land slope ranges from gentle to moderate steep, and also where streams valleys are sufficiently depressed to permit a maximum storage volume with minimum earthwork. Next, excavator type fish pond. It is constructed by excavating the soil from ground relatively in level areas. The depth of the pond decides on the basis of its desired capacity obtained almost by excavation. The use of this type of pond is suitable, particularly where a small supply of water is required or small volume is available. A typical average depth of pond climatic condition, average depth width 2 meter, humid 2.40 meter, moist subhumid 2.80 to 3.15 meter, dry subhumid are 3.15 to 4 meters, semi subarid or 4 to 480 meters, and arid or 480 to 550 meters. Next, how the farm pond site are selected. It's basically depends on economical point of view. A pond should be located at a site where largest volume can be obtained with least volume of earthwork and by submerging minimum area. This condition generally occur at a site where the valley is narrow and the side slope are relatively steep. Such site helps to reduce the area of shallow water, which in turn reduce the evaporation losses. It should require a short dam below a broad pond area with steep sides. And next, the removal of trees and other vegetation should be minimum. The site should have sufficient and suitable foundations for the dam. They should not be excessive seepage through the foundation. Construction material should be available easily nearby. There should be a natural waterway to use it as an emergency spillway. When the ponds are constructed for livestock uses, they should be at minimum possible distance so that the transportation costs become minimum. The pond site should be such that water can be conveyed for various purposes such as irrigation or fire protection etc. Pond to be used for fishing or other recreation purpose should be readily accessible by transportation facilities. And these are all the farm pond explanation, site selection and types as we know. Thank you.